Darth Bunyan here, and today we are talking about The Flash Season 9 and Episode 6. I didn't even bother looking at the name of the episode. It's like The Good, the Bad, and the Lucky, I think it is. And wow. So I've avoided spoilers, I've avoided opinions. I've been getting notifications, and the notifications have been, oh my god, worst episode ever. But yeah, so I was like, well, I'll judge that. And then, so I ended up not being able to watch it live because I ended up thinking it was 12 o'clock when it was 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock when it was 12 o'clock, like it was the week before, or the before that. And yeah, so I got it all wrong. Couldn't watch it live, watched it the next day. And then sat down to watch it. I was like, right, I'm no judgments here. It's going to be a Mark and Kieran episode predominantly. Fine, you know. And then boom, 7 sentences in, 1 minute and 1 second into the episode, they pissed me right off. Honestly. Do the writers not understand how Crisis works? Have they forgotten the mechanics of their own show? Or have they just stopped caring? Maybe you can tell. I don't know, right? Why is she walking around going, haha, since Crisis, my whole life's different? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm sorry, did Ray Palmer write a book? Does everybody know how, like, their encyclopedic life is different? And how? Do you know what I mean? What is happening? What is happening? No one should know about this. No one should know about this. It shouldn't be a fix-all like that. Do you know what I mean? And it genuinely, I can't remember from season. I remember her from season 4, but I can't remember like seeing that much of her. That I wondered if like she's turned up that squeakiness in like how she talks. So how Becky knows about Crisis is completely dodgy. And then, like, Cecile remembers her. Obviously, she got the whammy from Martian Manhunter. She's a part of Team Flash, so obviously she got the whammy. So she remembers her. But some of how, like, sometimes she acts like she does remember, and then sometimes she acts like she doesn't, you know, in their interactions, and it felt a bit funny. But the writing this episode, I found so frustrating, right? So there was a point, right? And normally they save this kind of stupidity for Kieran. So why they gave it to Becky, I don't even know, right? But there's a point where Cecile was saying, okay, so she was saying it to Becky, like, okay, so you found Dom, and then you and the police, you couldn't find anything, no? Well, we're not the police, right? So then you go, okay. Becky's response was, oh, so you think that the attackers left something behind and the police didn't find it, but maybe you can. It's not Sesame Street. We don't need that level of spoon feeding. Do you know what I mean? We could have worked it out. What's happening this week? Who wrote this shit? So yeah, I've said before that the writers need to give the fans a lot more credit, especially the ones that have stuck around. We don't need this. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of catering for new. It's like when you're sat there with a broadband supplier for 15 years, and they give like whopping deals to new customers and stuff. You're like, well, what about the faithful people here? Do you know what I mean? The people that have stuck around this whole time. What are we getting here? You know, we're getting screwed over. Is what it is. They've completely rewrote everything, and they're like, I don't know, they're trying to reach a new audience with the last season that's going nowhere. What's happening? So the fact that her luck now, because of Crisis, doesn't affect other people and make them hurt themselves when it did before, so it's just literally her getting lucky. And she didn't die. So is the Thinker stuff now different? Did the Thinker grab other people? Are they all dead? Except Ralph? I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on. they've explained nothing. All they've done is just whacked in some like lazy quips that have just like hacked away at the work that they've been laying down for years, and then just expect this to go, oh, okay, you know. So the bar scene, I'm like, they go to the bar. Okay, so yeah, so they get to the bar, and then all I've put in my notes was just why, just why, just to any of it, you know. Um, yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know. Um, like, I'm holding out hope for the finale. Okay, there's some good stuff coming. Ramsey Russo's coming back. That's what I'm holding out for. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're stumbling at the start. It's fine. They're finding their way to the better half of the back season, and that's what we're going to be getting. That's all I got to keep thinking about. So Becky ends up getting kidnapped after a little altercation at the bar, where she ends up making things worse because of the ring, which I kind of thought like might be the thing anyway, because that was when everything changed, you know. So that had to be the reason, and if it wasn't her husband, that had to be her fiance. That had to be the reason. So yeah, then we get a scene with Mark and Kieran where she has powers, where she has powers. Excuse me. And then we get the Cecile pep talk, and then we yeah, but more on the Cecile having powers, right? So we'll come back to that bit actually. So Cecile decides that she's going to stay in and live in the house, right? But again, I'm going to have to check, but I'm pretty sure that the map book, which I already know that we're deviating from some of the way, but weren't they supposed to move into the house, like prepping for the baby? But now because she wants to sit there and be a superhero, now they're like missing out on like get nesting time. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, so basically, like obviously the map book was thrown out the window anyway. But if it's this far off, why have it in the first place? You know what I mean? Like if he's this wrong about everything, you know what I mean? Like not like a significant amount got changed on his behalf that would change everything else. But anyway, Iris came back from some more baby moon time, I think. They drove there because Iris wasn't swooping anywhere. Superman and Lois didn't do that this week. They just zipped straight off to Tal's thing when they thought she was pregnant. Didn't care. But Iris's hair was absolutely phenomenal this week. She looked really great. I loved it. And then we get the kind of drop that Kyon isn't human, isn't a metahuman. What is she? So it's going to basically be that she is that thing, the goddess, the embodiment that her father was kind of aiming for in the first place, I think. And if we think about it, so the first time her dad put her like experiment on her, then Flashpoint changed her, right? And then so then she gets split, and then one dies, and then the other one tries to get the other one back. So there's 3 times experimenting on to get it right. Do you know what I mean? So third time lucky, he gets what he wants. So yeah, not a long video this week, more of a rant of why it had frustrated me. They just completely destroying Crisis. And then if like honestly, if I was James Gunn, I would have been sitting there going, well, if that's what you're doing, we're definitely distancing ourselves. there's like a whole like family tree here connecting everything, but they're just ruining it and making everybody want to distance themselves because what the actual fuck was this week? Honestly, right? I enjoy sitting and watching these people like Daniel Nicolette, Kayla, I forget her name, and Brandon McKnight. They're all wicked actors. I enjoy them, right? But when they're just given terrible, terrible writing, there's only so much great acting is going to get you, you know? So I feel bad for them, really, because, like, Brandon McKnight was really funny. He was great. Um, but, okay, right? I'll prove my point. Cecile is nearly a 50-year-old woman. She does not need a pep talk from somebody half her age reminding her that she can still love her daughter during a fight or anything else. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of a talk you need to give somebody else, not an experienced person gone through life. You know, she's a DA. Do you know what I mean? She and has been for quite some time. You know what I mean? She has lived life and lived life well. She does not need that. It made no sense to be saying that to her. Of course she knows that. Of course she knows that. Do you know what I mean? There was I understand that you need the pep talk and then you need the, oh, look, I found it because it's the Flash. Like, that's how they do the Flash. But there was a million other ways we could have got there. So, that being said, I didn't fully like this week's episode. I'll always enjoy sitting there watching the Flash. I'll watch it anytime it's on. I'll always love it. It's Grant Gustin's always going to be the Flash. He's amazing. Everybody else is amazing, but the people behind the scenes aren't helping the people on the screen, right? So that being said, I'll give it like a 5 or a 6. It's probably higher than it should be because it's the Flash and I love the show. So, rant over. Let me know what you think. Let me know your score. Let me know how you felt in the comments, what you liked, what you didn't like. And yeah, I'll see you later.